So today we're going to have a look at the best settings for console players, and you want to make sure you are using these to make sure you are having the best experience in Call of Duty. So first of all, we are going to go ahead and start with the controller settings, and pretty simple on what we're going to go ahead and choose. Now, as you can see, I've got custom on my edit button layout. Now, this is all personal preference. Ideally, if you are using a standard controller, I would highly recommend going ahead and using tactical. Once you've then set up tactical, your right analog stick will then be your crouch / lay down, your prone position, so you will be able to go ahead and get those drop shots a lot easier. Then next up, I do change another thing on this. This is why it's custom. So I like to change my sprint tactical and sprint focus to X or A if you are playing on Xbox. I would highly recommend going ahead and changing that. So what that means is then your left analog stick is jump. Now, as we're aware, we do get the boost jump available when jumping up walls, jumping through windows, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. It will take a few games to get used to it. It's took me, quite a while to get used to this over the couple of years. I've just not bought a scuff since I've moved to PlayStation 5, but I would highly recommend doing this if you haven't got a, controller with paddles. So stick layout then, guys, I would leave that exactly the same as it already is. Now, horizontal and vertical sensitivity, once again, it is personal preference, but I find that a 1.65 horizontal and a 1.60 for the vertical is the best. The reason why I have it slightly higher on horizontal to vertical is it's not very often you are going to be looking up or down, so ideally you want to make sure it's a little bit quicker left or right, and if you're going up or down, you want to make sure you do have it a little bit sturdier and a little bit tighter. When it comes to the rest of the stuff, guys, I have all them off, so simplified controls presets, low motor strain presets, everything else is all pretty much the same. Controller vibration, like I said, all this is literally personal preference. However, controller vibration will jiggle your sticks when you are aiming, so this is going to make a huge impact on your accuracy. So I would highly recommend making sure you have your controller vibration turned off from the start. Trigger effect then, guys, so there is a few options on this. You can have it off, weapon fire threshold, or full. Now, if you have it off, it deactivates all the tactical feedback, so basically as soon as you press that for your trigger, you're going to aim instantly, you're going to shoot instantly without all the different mechanics going on through the trigger. You want to make sure that is off. Now, as dead zones, I leave mine as default at the minute, cause touch wood, I don't have no stick drift. If you do have stick drift, I would recommend having a little play around with them. Everybody tells you to change them either way. I've never seen the point in that. I've not ever done that really, unless when I've had stick drift on previous controllers. So go into aiming then. So the look aversion, you want that as standard. Sensitivity, multiplier, I leave them all exactly what they are. And then we do go into the key option in here, and that is going to be aim advanced settings. So you want to make sure your ADS is sensitivity is instant. Now, it would default on gradual. Now, if you have it on instant, it means that the sensitivity multiplier is applied immediately when aiming down sight. For your aim response curve type, you want to make sure that is on dynamic, and you want to make sure that that's scaled all the way up to 1. It is ideal for more experienced players. Fast starting movement, that slows down to the aiming rate, reserve S-curve mapping, but that again totally don't make no sense to probably a lot of players. Dynamic is always going to be the way to go for your aim assist response. I will admit aim assist has been absolutely nerfed like outright. And then actually custom sensitivity per zoom off. It's up to you if you want to change that. Like I said, once again, all personal preference. Target aim assist, you want that on, of course. Motion sensors, functions, behaviors off, and then we're going to move to movement. Now, of course, as I said, my left stick is going to be predominantly the jump, so you don't want to keep pressing X to run, so you want to have tactical sprint assist on no matter what anyway. Mantle assist, I would leave that off, same with crouch assist. Corner slice, you will leave that on, and then wall jump assist, you want to leave that on sideways only. So what this will do is when your wall jump assist, it will only activate when the wall is on the player's side, left or right. Combat roll assist off, slide dive behavior tab, everything else is all absolutely generic on here. I've not really changed anything there as well. And when we go to combat, aim down sight behavior, leave that as hold. Pretty much everything will stay exactly the same as what it would have been prior, in the default settings. You could potentially change this, but for your armor plates, or you could change your C4 detonation activation. But in all fairness, it's totally up to yourself, personal preference. When it comes to graphics, you want to make sure your field of view is around 100 to 105. If you've got it on 90, you're gonna absolutely shoot yourself in foot. Yes, it will feel feel like old school Call of Duty, but you're not gonna have the best fun doing it, you know, seeing everything around you. So I would highly recommend 105. I think 120 is just over the top. 105, I've been playing on that for quite some years now, and I find it the perfect balance. So your ADS field of view, then you want to put that as affected. Now ADS zooms to a value closer to the field of view settings, only applies to low magnification level. Weapon field view, like I said, that will be wide, just so you can see everything going on around you whilst you got your weapon. It just gives you that higher field of view when you are aimed in. Everything else is all default on here. Then quality, you want all your world motion, your weapon motion turned off. Depth of field, it's up to you. It just basically means camera lens simulation that adds blur to out of focus regions. In all fairness, I've left it on, but I might turn it off just to see if there's a difference, but in all honesty, I've tried both a little bit. I've not seen any difference. I leave that at 50 for the cast strength. It doesn't really make much difference. And on-demand streaming, you want to leave that on optimized, so you do get the high quality textures if your console or PC can hack it. But if you've got a newer gen console, this shouldn't be a problem. For display then, I put the brightness up a little bit. I found that some of the darker parts of the map, it's very difficult to see enemies, so I would highly recommend leaving that moving that up to 65 instead of leaving it at 50. So if we go to audio then, guys, I've left everything the same. In all honesty, you could have a little tinkle about, see which ones are best here for hearing footsteps, but in all honesty, I've had no problems so far hearing footsteps with the Treyarch Mix. You can enhance headphones mode if you wanted to. Master game volume, I just keep everything the same on here. It's personal preference if you want to hear the music and that. I'll probably turn down the music a little bit at some point. I keep adjusting it. I'm not too bothered either way. Voice chat, everything stays the same. And then interface, now I'll leave it all the same really, leave everything there. You maybe take tutorials off if you want. Server latency, in fact, you want to probably turn that on, and same with your packet loss, because then you can see in game exactly what kind of latency you're getting in game, and also if there's any packet loss, because then at least you'll know there in game on your HUD that you are having problems. So you may want to, you know, reset your internet, or maybe just leave the game if you're having a lot of problems. And then when it comes down to account and network, I really don't change anything on there, in all honesty, barring I turn crossplay off. It's just personal preference, but I literally don't change anything on there. And that is pretty much the best settings for console at the minute. I've been playing around with them. I've played something like 20 plus games at the moment up to recording this video. By the time you see this video, it's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot higher. So it is, like I said, all personal preference, but these settings I've found I'm getting high kill gameplays. I'm sitting at, like, with those settings, I'm sitting at like a 2 KD. I'm level 27, and I'm having a lot of fun on this game so far. Maybe because it's new, things might change further down the line, but if you guys do use these settings, let me know down below. If you want to stay focused in game as well, guys, make sure you go check out G Fuel. Use the code FP at checkout for 20% off, or you can click the link down below, and like I say, save yourself a bit of money at checkout. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, but as always, I'll catch you on the next video.